What's up, everybody? It's your girl, RaeBaeb Glam, and I am here with a self-care video. I know that I have been lately just about physical beauty, outside beauty, but I want to channel and get into the actual self-care part of this channel because this is a beauty, lifestyle, and self-care channel. So if you like these type of videos, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and comment on what you think of what I'm saying. I got me some tea, fancy or smancy. It's the tea from Walmart. I've become a tea girl. So yeah, I'm just letting that shift. I got some honey at the bottom, hibiscus, it got some spicy, some green. I got a lot of stuff going on in there. Today I want to talk about self-care. So usually when we hear about self-care, we're talking about lavish baths or body balms or getting our nails done and our hair done. And that is so important to look your best. But after all that, how do you really feel inside? We all know that a lot of wealthy people not only are emotionally poor, but they're scoring to the point of maybe even suicide. We've seen it in multiple celebrities. We see it in our everyday lives where people seem like they got it all together. The house, the car, the relationship, the body, the hair, and you're just like, wow, they still aren't happy. So today I want to talk about self-care and can you truly be happy all the time? I know happiness is a major function and something that's needed in your self-care. If you're not happy, a lot of times we depend that on, well, I'm just sad, or I'm down, I'm depressed now because I'm not happy at this moment. But I want to shift that, if you allow me. I want to shift that. I think we need to focus on joy. And the reason why I say that we need to focus more on joy and not just happiness is because happiness goes in and out, okay? You can be happy you got a nice job. You can be happy that you got a nice car, an apartment, your boyfriend bought you some flowers, you know what I'm saying? Your girl did some things for you that she normally wouldn't do, and that makes you super happy, right? But do those things happen every day? Do you get a new position every day? Do you get a new car every day? Do your man bring you flowers every day? I mean, what I'm trying to get to see is happiness goes in and out. So we don't want our self-care to be based on happiness. We want to actually cultivate joy. And joy comes in between where those happy moments aren't happening all the time, but you have joy within yourself that carries you in between to the next happy moment. You know what I'm saying? So that is an inside job. I know a lot of people think of self-care and happiness as, okay, this isn't making me happy. Wrong. This isn't, I'm out the door with this isn't making me happy. This person isn't making me happy. This job isn't making me happy. I'm not making me happy. I mean, it's so much and we just dismiss everything. But to be honest, our joy, the joy that we really need to be really sufficient in self-care comes from within. And I can say that from experience. I am an experienced woman, and just with many aspects, not just, I know a lot of people think about relationships, romantic relationships, but family relationships, work relationships, partnerships, the way you may start stuff and finish and never finish anything. You know what I'm saying? Your consistency. Your faith. If you are a person of faith, I'm a person of faith. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. And it took me a long time to realize that I was starving myself spiritually. And so I had happy moments, but I didn't have joy in my heart because I wasn't living according to Bible standards. And if you're not a Christian or anything like that, or whatever your belief is, you need to stick to that. Find that and cultivate an environment that's going to help you do the things that's going to keep you on that path. And what I mean about that is, say if you are a Christian, and there's nothing wrong with being friends that aren't Christians. I mean, I have all types of friends that don't even believe in half the things that I talk about. But do we want to constantly put ourselves around this type of person that has a different path than yours? Prime example, if you are a Christian and you're trying to live biblically, again, this goes into joy, because I'm going to tell you how that ties into your joy. And you're around a lot of people who kind of seemingly answer to themselves, do whatever they want, and here you are like, dang, I'm trying to, live for the Lord, but my friends over here living for the night. You know what I'm saying? And over time, it starts to kill your joy for your religion. And then over time, you start to question yourself. And you say, well, if they're doing it, what they do is not going to lead you to what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to motivate you to stay on your path, because their path is different. Again, nothing wrong with having friends of different faith, different belief, different sexual orientation, whatever the case may be. But you have to be mindful of how much time you spend with those people before they can bleed into what you're trying to do, okay? It's almost as if putting rotten fruit by fresh fruit. How many times does that fresh fruit turn rotten versus how many times rotten fruit turns fresh? You see what I'm saying? Not to say these people are rotten, I'm not trying to, but you see what I'm saying? You're that fresh fruit trying to cultivate those joys in your life, and necessarily your friends aren't, so they're that rotten in a sense. They're gonna rub off on you before you rub off on them. Let me sip some some tea. That's different. I'm not into the spicy, but it's kind of good. So next on my list of cultivating joy versus happiness is actually doing self-evaluation and doing something about what you evaluate. I'm not talking about recognizing, oh, hey, I stayed in the relationship too long, or I may have stayed in that job too long. And that could be a part of your self-evaluation, but truly, deeply looking at yourself and saying, why did I stay in a loveless relationship? If there's something about myself that I didn't love myself enough to know that it was time to go. It was time to go. And then really dig into that. Really take time to cultivate activities to make you love yourself again. So those mistakes won't happen again, because let's just be real, you can't stop people from doing bad things to you. It is nobody in this world, rich, poor, green, black, that says, I have mastered having no one in my life but good people. Even Jesus couldn't do it. So with that being said, you have to be able to master what you do after somebody does something bad to you, right? And again, this goes with your joy and recognizing what truly makes you you, and what things you can tolerate and things that you won't tolerate. A lot of times we hold on to the thought of something getting better, or possibly think you can, just kind of stick things out just for the sake of sticking out, because probably time invested and stuff. But when it comes to your joy within yourself, you have to stand up for yourself, because nobody is going to do that for you. Not in your job, sometimes not with your families, not in your romantic relationships, not in your friendships, because as long as you allow people to get the better end of you, they will. Now, they may feel bad about it. They may say, oh, I do realize that I may be manipulating the situation just a teeny bit. Or they may say, RaeBaeb, we think you really deserve a raise. You really do so much. Or they say, I know that I have been a terrible mate, and I know I could do better. They can acknowledge it. But acknowledgement needs to come with change, or you need to change whatever that is that's making you feel that way. That's acknowledging it. Seriously, it's not about it's not about them anymore, because you have, at this point, you probably let your boss know, let your family know, let your spouse know your concerns. And now it's up to them to either hear you out and make adjustments, or you make adjustments. And I feel like the problem what we do is that we're waiting on other people to make adjustments way longer. We are way more lenient with people making adjustments for us versus us making adjustments for ourselves. And then we play victim. Oh, this person hurt me. I've been here for 5 or 6 years, or I've been at this job for 10 years. And why were you there that long in the first place, girl, child? Why were you there that long in the first place? You have to go just as hard, or even harder for yourself. And that's just part of having joy. Like when you have true inner peace and joy in your life, again, you can't avoid those things of unhappiness happening in your life. But you can for sure know how to react to them to where the situation can end and you can move on and not be so scorned. So this is what happens. A lot of times we stay in situations way too long, and now we're scorned, and now we aren't letting in any other new relationships or any other new opportunities or family members, because we are so scorned from the past. And the past should have ended a long time ago. Like whatever, it should have ended a long time ago. So when you're thinking about self-care, you know what I'm saying? It's something that you have to dig deep within, and that joy is a huge piece. There's other things I want to talk about self-care, but today we're just talking about joy, being happy and being content with where you are, not complacent. That's one thing, but being content, being joyful. And sometimes I think that we look at the glass half full when it should be glass half empty situations. You may not have the car that you want, but you got a car, or you got a way to get to work. Those things bring you joy, because there are people that are worse off than you. Not saying that your joy should be based off that there are people who are worse off than you, but that's literally what it is. You know, Americans, we are all so rich. You know what I'm saying? We are all so rich. We have clean water, fresh air. Yeah, we have crime and everything else and stuff, but for the most part, we're not drinking out of muddy bowls and having to take baths in the same tub of water for weeks, or having to drink urine, or I mean, we have lost sight of what God has truly blessed us for. And so when it comes to having pure joy, if you can start looking at the glass half full versus glass half empty and be thankful for what you have, then that will increase your joy between the times of happiness. You know what I'm saying? You may be going through a storm, but you know what? Because you have joy in your life and in your heart, you know it's just a storm. It's just a season. And I know the enemy likes to make you feel like it's gonna last forever and ever, but it's not. And you know, as older you get, the more of those seasons you go through, you realize it's not gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just another suggestion with joy, looking at things and being grateful for what you have versus what you don't have. Because let's just be real, there are so many people that are the have-nots. They don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? We look at the holidays. It's the holidays right now. You know, everybody is, you know, wanting to step up and feed the needy and, you know, give kids gifts and families and stuff. That's all beautiful. But what about the other 364 days? People are homeless in July. You know, kids are hungry in April. You know, I'm not trying to knock it. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful time. But why does it have to just be that one time? You know, when you create joy, you're not dictated. You don't let society dictate to you when you can do something nice for others. A lot of times, someone told me before when I was going through a season of sadness, I'm going to say sadness or deep depression, is don't focus on how your situation can get better because God got you. Focus on being able to do something for somebody else. And it's going to make you feel better. I know that sometimes you got to pull yourself, drag yourself out the mud just to do those things. But I'm telling you, once I start putting my energy in someone else and just other people that I know that probably may just need a smile. No one smiled at them all day. Or doing somebody's makeup for free. I mean, just little things. It makes you feel a whole lot better. And it also validates you as a human. You know, troubled times is not stranger to anybody, you know, and so we're all going to go through it. But just imagine going through something, somebody return a favor, knocking at your door with some food at your door. You know, maybe you just lost your husband, you just don't have the energy to cook, or someone stops by and brings you some food. I mean, it sounds little, but the fact that someone is thinking about you, it's just like you passing it along. And those things make such a difference, and it brings so much joy. It really does. Again, because joy is the key to one key to having healthy self-care for yourself. Not happiness, joy. Another thing I want to add in to that tea is getting good. Another thing I want to add into joy is actually, and this is not just for people to be nosy, but you know, when you have a testimony, when God or whoever you believe in has brought you out of something, and you can share that with someone else, and they can come to you later and say, you know what? Because of what you told me, I was able to look at my situation and apply how you felt to my situation, and I'm now a better person for it. That can bring so much joy. And there are some people just want to know your business just to gossip. And I can tell you this, a lot of people know my business because I want them to. And there's no mystery in my history. You can't make me feel bad about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I'm a strong-willed type person. You know, there's not too much anybody can do to offend me because I'm comfortable within myself. But some people do just want to be in your business. We ain't talking about them. Prime example, a lot of people don't know that I dropped out of high school. I mean, a lot of my followers probably don't know. Like, my real people on Facebook, you guys know. And so I worked at a high school. And, you know, one of my students wanted to drop out. And, you know, a lot of other people, they were just like, oh, no, don't do that. I pulled out the file cabinet, slid her the withdrawal papers. She said, Miss Raven, you're not going to stop me? I said, this is your life. You got one kid already. One kid already. Whether you finish high school or not, I want to get paid. So you are the narrator to your life. Then I went ahead and told her how hard it was for me to get back and get my GED. She said, oh, I can't believe you dropped out. You seem like you're such a baby. I was a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? But being able to talk to her about my struggles and what made me decide to go back to school and get my diploma so I can be here to witness to other people that look and feel like me. You know what I'm saying? All in God's purpose, all God's plan. Now, granted, God didn't make me drop out, but he said, okay, you dropped out. You're coming to me. You want to do something with your life. Let's turn your pain into purpose. Let's put you back in the schools. 10 years later, I've been working in schools, helping children just like myself. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that brings me so much joy. There are some times when I get yelled at, cursed out, you know what I'm saying, by staff, you know, parents and stuff. But those moments of unhappiness doesn't even faze me. I know there is a child that I have changed their life. I have touched their life. And so that brings me joy. You know what I'm saying? If I were to allow those moments of unhappiness dictate my self-care and how I really feel about myself, I would have quit a long time ago. That's why I say we need to focus on joy, because a lot of you guys are quitting on your passions, quitting on things before you really get to start, because you are allowing those temporary unhappiness moments define and take away your joy. You know, you're not there, you're not going to make everyone happy all the time with your decisions. You know, when God called you in, this was a two-way call, not a conference call. It's not for everybody to understand. And I stand firm that everything happens for a reason. Not necessarily, you may not be following God's path. You may not be following his path, but eventually you can turn back around and get on his path and what's for you. And what is for you, only you can destroy. Because God gives us the gift of discernment. He doesn't force us to listen to him. So you can either block your own blessings by bad association, lack of faith, whatever the case may be, or you can stick to it. And one of the things of self-care is joy. Don't let nobody steal your joy, because the moment you do, everything starts to fall and out. Everything just starts to fall out of order. You know, I see so many people are solely dependent on the number of likes and shares and follows they have on social media. Now, granted, I do want you to follow me, TikTok, Instagram. I do want you to follow me, but I'm not going to cry if I don't get any followers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to look at myself and say, dang, I must be a terrible influencer, or dang, I must have terrible content, or maybe they don't like the way my teeth look, or maybe they don't like the way that my face look, or I'm not going to beat myself up about it, because my time will come. My time will come. My happiness, my joy is not dependent on how many people want to see my face. You see what I'm saying? And that just comes with experience and wisdom and self-acknowledgement of who you are. So I just wish that people would allow people to steal their joy, because this is what's happening. How can you let an app that can be deleted in one day make you take your life? There are people right now contemplating suicide because of this app. Because of an app. Because you got people, cyber bullies, just saying nasty, mean things to people just because. You got to get to a point where you hear an opinion in one ear and it goes out the other. You got to get there. You got to get there. No one is hating on someone that is not an achiever. If you weren't doing something right, then they would have no reason to hate on you. No one hates on the junkie down the street. But Oprah and Beyonce has millions of haters because they're doing something right. People are so fixated on people not liking them, baby. I probably got 10 that don't like me. By this time next year, I'll probably be at 30. And that's okay, because that is what comes with success. So I just want to end this video off here. I'm going to do more self-care things today, which is about joy, but I got other topics that I feel like that goes into mental self-care. Like I said, we can get the bubble baths, we can get our hair done, lashes and stuff, but what's important is what's up in here. I want you to feel good when your hair ain't done. When you probably got to walk to work because your car broke down. When your nails broke off. I don't want you to be so fixated on, I'm not perfect. Picture perfect. I want you to know that you are perfectly made by God, and you are worthy of being happy and having joy all the time, and no one on this earth should ever take that away from you. No one. Again, follow me for more self-care videos. I'm going to finish this tea, child. It's getting dark. I'm doing some laundry. I'm going to finish editing the video. This video is going to go up before my vlog, so I really wanted to get this out. But I really appreciate you guys. I want you guys to really take care of yourselves. Take care of yourself. Look within you. And see you later.